folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC. Jack Daniels, one of my YouTube buddies, yes, his name is Jack Daniels, requested that I do a side-by-side comparison of some of the larger foamy planes. Specifically, the Carbon Z Cub SS versus the Arils Husky. So, down here, as you can see, is the Carbon Z Cub SS. It has a 2.1, bend over in front of it. It has a 2.1 meter wingspan, okay, which puts it in the giant scale category. Anything over 6.5 feet is considered giant scale, or anything over 80 inches. Well, this is 2.1 meters, so it puts it in at, I want to say 69 inches. I'm sorry, puts it in at 6 feet 9 inches, so just a little over 6.5 feet wingspan. So you can see the size of it. Now, me, I'm 5'10" and shrinking, you know, probably less, but from the floor to there, it's much higher. So you can see how big this plane is. This is the binding fly plane. It comes in at $429 at Verizon Hobby, or wherever your local retailer is. It has flaps, it has vortex generators for slow flying. You can make the entire wing an aileron by just changing put a couple Y leads in. It has the upgraded suspension, softer tires than its predecessor, the blue and white Carbon Z Cub. A little more wing area. These wings, I don't know if you can see on the camera, are turned down on the end. That helps with your quartering and it helps fight off tip stalls. But it's $429. So, you know, that's depending on what you want to pay out. It's your budget. It's a very good plane. I highly recommend it. It's very easy to fly, and it's a great way to get into giant scale. But you may not be wanting to shell out over $400 for a foam plane. So, let's show you something a little more maybe budget-minded. Not to take anything away from that plane, but let me show you what the Arils product is. I'm going to show you two alternatives. Now this, just barely, is just under the giant scale. This is the Arils Husky. It is an 1800 millimeter wingspan, which means that comes in at 6.9 feet, 6.9 wingspan. So there you can see it's a little taller than me, but of course the ground's not level here. But it has flaps, it has lights, unlike the Carbon Z Cub SS. It has really nice, robust landing gear, and it's 4-cell. Okay, so it's almost as big. I mean, not quite, but it's still big. It has a big presence in the air, and it's just the right size where I don't have to break it down to put it in the bed of my truck. The SS, the Carbon Z Cessna 150, my older Carbon Z Cub, I have to break them apart in order to put them in anything. Not this. I can slide it right in the bed of my truck. I go at an angle, but I can take it. Now that is, it's 1800 millimeters. In other words, 6.9, 6 inches, 6 feet 9 inches. 4-cell power, preferably a 4,000 or 5,000 4-cell. Put right there in the front, and it balances out great. Okay, so that's your comparison there as far as, you know. Let's put them side by side, and you can kind of take a look at them here. I know I'm spending a lot of time on my butt camera, but let's put this one, my big, beautiful orange Carbon Z Cub, right there. I don't have to damage it. It's expensive one. Okay. Now here's your Husky. Okay. There's your Husky. Clearly, the Carbon Z Cub, you know, is bigger, obviously. Okay, but, you know, it just depends. I mean, that's how you want to look at it. Yes, this is a smaller plane, this is a bigger plane, but this is $259. This is $429. You know, depends on your money, how much you want to spend. Both great planes. To fly this is much more economical. 4-cell, a lot cheaper. 6-cell, you can fly it on 4-cell, but come on. 6-cell is the way you want to fly it. Okay, let me show you one more alternative to the carbon Z Cub SS. Okay? And I'm not dissing on E-Flight or Horizon Hobby. Okay? I'm just showing you alternatives because we're not all made of money. This is the other one. Now this is the FMS PA-18 Super Cub, also a Cub. Rounded wings, so be careful in the turns. If you go too slow, she'll tip stall. But this is 1700 millimeter, so it's 6.5 feet wingspan. Okay? Well, I got shoes on too. And it has flaps, it has lights. Can run on a slightly smaller 4-cell, like a 3600 up to a 5000. I have 5000 in it. It has lights, it's FMS. Let me tell you something, this has probably the best landing gear of any model out there. I mean, this stuff takes a beating. Has to with my landing gear, right? But let me tell you something, this right here, and by far the easiest plane you'll ever buy to build. It's all millimeter screws. I mean, I think it's a 2mm screw that goes in everywhere. I'm serious. This is the easiest build. You got ball link connections here, ball link connections on all the control surfaces, including flaps, lights, flaps, 4-cell, and $249 with floats. Okay, so maybe get this instead of the Husky. But I'm going to tell you something. These two planes are comparable as far as your size in the air. Because when you get, you know, a couple hundred feet away from you, the Carbon Z Cub, it's big, you know, but it's that far away. It's not going to seem all that much bigger than these. And these planes are a lot cheaper. $249 with laps, flaps, and lights, and floats, and so you can't beat it. Now, let's go to Cessna style. Okay? Bear with me. I'm not a bear. Rawr, bear. Don't have Bigfoot here. This is the E-Flight Cessna. Okay? Carbon Z Cub, or Carbon Z Cessna 150. Okay, it has a 2.1 meter wingspan, which is just as big as the Carbon Z Cub SS. Alright, now, I'm going to tell you something, folks. You start watching E-Flight, Horizon Hobby, you start seeing these planes on sale, you start seeing them dropping in price. That means it's going to be discontinued. Okay, if you're wanting to get this plane, now's the time. It's $399 for the bind and fly. I guarantee you it's going to go away soon. Don't quote me, Horizon Hobby, don't crucify me, but I think she's going bye-bye just by watching the sales. I check the site every day. I'm looking for Draco. But anyways, there you go. That's the 2.1 meter Cessna, 2.1 meter wingspan. It does not come. It does come with lights. It comes with flaps. Yes, you can fly it in 4-cell, but that's like running with your foot in sand. Okay, you want 6-cell. 5,000 milliamp 6-cell in here is the way to go. Same thing with the Carbon Z Cub SS. 5,000 milliamp. Preferably the smart battery. The Spectrum are great batteries. This plane has the curved down wing tips, helps you with your turning and tip stall. You know, and it's a tricycle gear, so a little bit easier to land, but not necessarily good for rough grass. I mean, a nice manicured runway made of grass, sure, but a rough landing, a rough grass, I've had to replace nose gear a couple of times because of my own stupidity. You put your mains down, let your nose sit down. But, anyways, this is a great plane. I can't say anything bad about it, other than the fact that it's $399. It was $429 when it first was released. Just like the Cub Z SS is now. So they start reducing the price, you're ready to say goodbye. But let me show you an alternative. Say you don't want to spend $400 on this big of a plane. Let's show you an alternative to it. Same style plane. Now y'all know I love this plane. This is the FMS Ranger 1800 millimeter, so it makes it 5.9, almost 6 foot. So it doesn't classify as giant scale, just barely, just under the mark for giant scale. It has lights, it has flaps, okay? You just saw the Cessna. You see how big that one is, okay? See how big that one is there, okay? Let's do a side, oh, hit myself with my own plane, which is a common thing for me. Okay, you see how big that Cessna is? All right, now, don't fall. Okay, you see how big that one is? All right, see if I can do this. Baby. All right, there. There's your size comparison. Yes, yes, the Carbon 150 Cessna is a bigger plane. $400. This bad boy here, though, is $279. Okay? Comes with flaps and lights. This one comes with flaps and lights. This one's 4-cell. This one's 6-cell. 4-cell's a lot cheaper, and it's pretty darn big. I mean, they're not, it's obviously smaller. It's still a big plane. Okay? Very easy to fly, very easy to land, and you want to crash $400, you want to crash $279. And a cheaper battery too. So, you know, people, Jack, you wanted me to do a comparison of these planes. There you go. As far as looking at their physical attributes. But I want to tell you something, folks. These all fly wonderfully. Every one of them, every last one of them fly like a dream. They're really, really well designed. Just great planes. You know, like I said, I don't know what more I can say about them. Other than that, just that's almost as big, but cheaper to run. The Husky, the PA-18 Super Cub by FMS, one's $279. The Husky's $259. The PA-18 is $249 with floats. I mean, you know, this big Cessna is $279. This one's $400. The Carbon Z Cub SS, $429. It's all on how much you want to spend, folks. They're all on the higher end of foamies. But when it gets down to the dollars and cents, if I had to buy all these planes over again, if I had to do over again, honestly, I'd get that PA-18 Sport Cub, and I'd get this Cessna here. I love the Husky. I love my SS. I love my Cessna. It's a lot of money involved. For what you get versus value, this is what I would do. Now, you buy what you want. I do not regret buying any of these planes. Yes, it's a lot of money. These all they all fly wonderfully. Well, the other thing too is this one you have to break down. The big Cessna you have to break down. The big SS you have to break down. This one you got to break down. These other three I don't have to break down. I just put in the bed of the truck. So there you go. This is Fat Guy Flies RC. I mean, I earned this. And thank you for watching. I'd love to be able to flying, but Florida, we got them bad storms coming through the south. Florida is a no-go for flying right now. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And God bless. Thank you so much. Goodbye.